Hi guys, welcome back to another video, or if this is your first video that you've ever clicked on of mine, welcome. If you enjoy it, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. But today I have really been looking forward to this video because I'm going to be sharing with you guys a bunch of motivation, things that have really helped me, like tips that I've learned that really help me to stay inspired and achieve my goals during the year. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into a bunch of these things. And if you guys have any other tips or things that really help you stay motivated throughout the year, please leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to read and hear what some of the things are, and I'm sure everybody else would like to check it out too. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right into this video. One of the first things that I have right here on my list is sort of cliche, but I love doing every single year, and that's making a vision board. I think making a vision board is a really cool way to really figure out what you want during the year and to visually see it every single day. So if you have it hanging up in your bedroom or your office or just a place where you can see it every day and be reminded of what the ultimate goal is throughout the year. So I personally just think they're really fun to make and really like get me inspired and motivated for the new year, and then also being able to like look at that 6 months into the year and just kind of be reminded, you know, even when you're kind of feeling a little down or discouraged or something, looking at that and seeing the bigger picture, I feel like really helps. And I know not everybody really enjoys being crafty, and not everybody is super creative or likes doing those sorts of things. So another thing I wanted to throw out there is also just having like a Pinterest board of maybe motivational quotes or pictures of things that like really inspire you, maybe your dream house. That's another way that I feel like you can kind of have a vision board without having to like cut out things from magazines or print things, you know, from the internet or whatever. That's another way to do it. I personally have both. I'm always on Pinterest. I get super inspired by looking at Pinterest, as I know a lot of people do. Another thing that I always do right at the beginning of the year, I like to read a really motivational book. It just kind of gets me really pumped up. Actually, just the other week, Joshua and I had a little day date at Barnes & Noble. It was just really fun, and that's something that you can do to just go and pick out some fun books, get you motivated. I'll leave a couple books that I really love down below in the description box if you guys want to check them out. But I personally like to read books by Christian authors. So a couple that I really like, there was one that I just finished reading, and it was by Valerie Burton, and it's called Successful Women Think Differently. I feel like that book completely changed my life and kind of my perspective on a lot of different things. So I thought that book was really good. I've read a couple really inspiring books by Joyce Meyer, but I'll leave a few down below in the description box. I mean, there's so many authors out there with like really inspiring things to share. Those are just a couple of my favorites and ones that I've recently read. But I feel like reading a book, or even like listening to a book, if you don't have time to read, if you're in the car, you have a long drive or something, that's something you can do too. Or even listening to a podcast. I love doing that. There's so many people with lots of motivating and exciting things to share nowadays. So even a podcast is really motivating too. All right, this next one is huge for me, and that is staying organized. I feel like, especially because I work from home, I've made YouTube my full-time job now, it's really important for me to have my house clean. If I have a clean house, my mind is clean. Does anybody else feel that way? If there's a bunch of clutter sitting out, I'm like, I have to have this taken care of before I do anything. I don't know why. It just really bugs me. Something that I started doing that I noticed really makes me feel better is in the morning, I do like a 15-20 minute kind of tidy up. I'll clean the kitchen. If there's anything left out from the night before, I'll wipe down the counters, fold blankets that were, you know, laying out on the couch, and vacuuming. Vacuuming is like a huge one for me. That makes me feel like so much better after I vacuum. So just doing a few things like that, maybe get a load of laundry started, just really help me feel like, okay, the house is good. Now I can move on with whatever else I needed to do. So doing that really helps me. I know not everybody works out of their home, but whatever it is for you, like even your work bag, things like that, just like keeping things organized, I feel like really sets you up for success. Or decluttering. I feel so much better if I declutter or if I just get rid of a bunch of stuff, even my closet. Like if I know that I just got rid of a bunch of stuff and took it to go donate or something, I just feel so much better. So think about doing some things like that can really set you up for success in your day. This next one will probably be no surprise to any of you if you've been following my channel for a while. That is having a planner. I am a big time planner girl. I have always been a planner girl. I love writing stuff down or making a list. I mean, I have like a notebook here that I jot a bunch of stuff in all the time. Joshua and I also have like a huge dry erase board upstairs and a huge calendar on our wall where we jot down a bunch of ideas and just like we sit down at the beginning of the week and plan out everything that we want to get done or everything that we need to do, appointments, everything. That way we're both on the same page of what's going on throughout the week. And I feel like having things written down, I just get so much more accomplished during the day if I write it down. Even in the morning sometimes, I will write down a list of everything I want to get done that day, and I swear, having that list, if I did not have that list, I don't know if I would get anything done. Probably not true. But that's just how I feel. It really, really helps me get things done and like crossing things off a list. I just love that feeling. So I know that's not for everybody, but if you are like a visual person like I am, I feel like it really helps to write things down. I'll also leave a couple good planners down below. The planner I got this year is Day Designer, but this one is just from Target. This one was probably like $15, $20 or something. The one I got last year was also Day Designer, but it was like $60. I ordered off of Amazon. It's much, much thicker than this, so a lot more like detailed and stuff, but I really like this one so far too. So having a planner and a calendar up on the wall is really, really helpful to me. When it's pretty and it's cute, that doesn't hurt either. At the beginning of 2020, I wrote down a huge long list of things that I wanted to accomplish in 2020. Something that I've read in books and I've listened to on podcasts, I've heard so many times, is to figure out the why of your goals. And figuring out the why really actually helps you keep going and get it done, even when it gets tough or it gets really discouraging. Knowing why you're doing it really helps you to push through. If you want to lose some weight, or you just want to start eating better, or you want to get that job promotion, knowing why you want to do it, like if you're doing it for your family or just to feel better about yourself, whatever it is, knowing the why is really important, and I feel like it actually pushes you when things get tough. So maybe even having a picture or something on your vision board of why, I think that's really a good reminder. Or if you could have it like on the background, like the wallpaper of your phone or something like that. I always have like an inspirational quote on the back of mine, and that's just always motivating for me. This next one is probably my favorite one that I'm going to talk to you guys about, but also one that I wasn't even sure. I almost took it out of the mix because I just hope I'm able to get my point across in the right way, is learning to say no. This is something that I've really put into practice the past few years. I kind of learned a few years ago that I am a people pleaser and I don't want to let people down and I just want to make people happy, which resulted in making myself miserable because I could never say no to somebody, even if it really didn't work for me or my schedule or was really going to mess up my day. So learning to say no has been a kind of a life-changing thing for me. Now, I am not saying never do anything nice for people, not to be generous with, your time or anything like that, because that's really important too, and serving other people and, obviously being nice and helpful to others when they need it. But there's a time where it kind of crosses the line too, where it really kind of intrudes on your life and your time with your family or your time for yourself, that time that you need to kind of rejuvenate and get ready for the next day or whatever it might be. I hope you get what I'm saying, but I'm sure you guys have all been in a situation where it's like, I really don't want to do this and I don't think it's going to be beneficial for my life to do this right now, but you're still doing it anyway because you didn't know how to get out of it or say no. And something that I've learned is there's nothing wrong with just telling somebody like, hey, that's not gonna work for me tonight. Even if it's just hanging out with some friends. Let's say you just feel like you need time to hang out on the couch, watch a movie, and hang out with your pups. Nothing's wrong with that. That doesn't mean that you don't like the person or you hate spending time with that person that asked you to do something or go out that night. It just means, hey, this is just what I feel like doing. And nothing's wrong with that. You don't have to have some big elaborate excuse to not do something with somebody else. So you can literally just say, hey, no, I'm not up for it. And if your friend or the person that's asking you to go out or do something doesn't understand that, then that's on them because you're not being mean. You can say things in a polite and nice way, and that doesn't mean that you never want to hang out with them again. It just means that maybe tonight you have to put yourself first or your family first or your dogs. I hope I'm getting that point across okay. I don't want to blabber on too much about it. That has really been a life-changing thing for me. And fortunately, I have a lot of great people in my life that just totally get me. And if I say like, hey, no, just don't really feel like doing that tonight, they get it. I personally really appreciate when people are just honest with me and say, hey, I don't feel like doing that tonight, instead of making up a lie or an excuse not to hang out with me. I would rather just know the truth and know like, hey, they just want to sit on the couch and chill tonight, or they just want to go take a nice long shower and do a facial. Like they don't want to go out tonight. Like that's fine. I would rather know that than for them to lie to me and not be honest with me. Along with that, something else I have written down is letting go of the past. No one's perfect. Life isn't perfect. And I think for every single person, something's worse than for others, but we've all gone through things that are really tough. I think letting go of the past really does set you up for success in the future, because if you're wasting your day focusing and thinking and running through a situation over and over and over again in your head, instead of focusing on your dreams and your goals and things you want to get done during the day, you're going to be emotionally exhausted to get anything done for yourself, because you're going to be holding on to that anger and resentment and bitterness. Something that we have to do is just forgive people of the past, no matter what it is. Just try to move forward for ourselves, because we can't control what other people are doing. We can only control what we're doing. So something I think is really important in moving forward is just letting go of the past and moving forward so you can achieve your goals and your dreams and what you really want out of life. Because we are only here on this earth one time. You have one chance to get this right. There's no better time but now. I only have one more for you guys. Having a great morning and night routine, because if you have a poor night routine, you're most likely going to have a bad morning routine as well. This is something that Joshua and I have actually been working on for a few months now, and we're already seeing like great results with this. Joshua and I are both night owls, and we both don't really enjoy the mornings. Anything that was kind of like going wrong in our day, when we would talk about like, oh man, I didn't get this or that done, it all resulted back to a poor morning routine. Something that I've learned the past couple of months is really how important that morning routine is. So something I did at the beginning of 2020 is I wrote down my dream morning routine, exactly everything I wanted to get done in the morning and what time it would be at. And when I stick to that morning schedule, I get so much more done during the day, and I feel so much better about my day. There's just something so great about a good morning routine. And I say night routine as well because you do have to make sure you get in bed at a good time. You got to make sure that you don't keep binge watching on Netflix, because we all know that's hard to do sometimes, but Netflix is gonna be there tomorrow. So that's really all I have to say about the night routine. But you know, it's really important to make sure that you get a good night's rest and you go to bed at a good time, or you're not going to wake up when you want to wake up. So that's just something that we've been working on for the past few months, and we've noticed such a big difference. I was actually listening to a podcast one day, and they were talking about this book called The Miracle Morning, and they were interviewing the author of The Miracle Morning, and it sounds like a really good book. I should really read it, but I wanted to suggest it to you guys too, is because it was this guy talking about all of these terrible things had pretty much happened in his life, and he kind of wrote out what his perfect morning would be, and he started doing that no matter what, every single day, no matter what time he went to bed. The book talks about how his life just completely changed. I heard a lot about it in the podcast, but I would like to read the book too. It's called The Miracle Morning. Anyway, that's what really got me thinking about having a good morning routine, and I've noticed such a big difference with that too. So having a good morning and night routine are very important to set you up for success. So anyway, those are all of my tips and things that I've learned the past few years, and things that are really going to keep me motivated and ready to achieve my goals in 2020. Like I said, if you guys have any other tips or things that you've learned through the years that really help inspire you and get you motivated, please leave it down in the description box, because I would love to check out what it is. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I know it was just kind of chatty and me sitting here, but if you did enjoy it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet. But I hope you guys are having an amazing 2020 so far. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you really soon in my next video.